to give away some time. Who does it? I think you have written somewhere in PMDC that a medical college in Pakistan should not be recognized without a properly functioning medical education department. This is part of the statutes of PMDC. Now, how many of public and private medical sector colleges in Pakistan, including King Edward Medical University, I'm standing here, have a properly functioning medical education department? In other words, I come back to my basic question. Whose job is it to try to change all this? Chairman Surgery Department, I've tried to introduce modules. I've been doing PBL workshops. People sometimes ring me and ask me, what is PBL? Because we haven't been telling them all this.
Okay.
The question comes back is whose job is it?
I may just add to that, you have part of the answer. The Dow University Health Sciences has already made the change. They have already had the curriculum change, and they're introduced that they got information from the PMDC to start as a role model. And I think what you're asking is, can King Edward Medical University go ahead and do it on its own, or it's going to be an act of PMDC to make a change universal?
My question was very simple. Who does it in a medical school, and what is the job of PMDC, and what is the job of a head of a medical school? It's a very simple question. I would like to respond.
Okay, with your permission.
You are asking about whose job is it? The job of all of us.
That means nobody's job.
No. All of us, somebody has to take a proactive role, and that is the guidance has to come from medical education, the Department of Medical Education, and medical education cell, or a group of people in any university or any institution, and then all of us will have to join hands and support.
I'll tell you an example of what
no one's job. Get a task force together. You need a visionary leader. You need a group of people who are given the task to do it. Please ensure no department is left out.
Thank you.
In fact, utilizing this occasion, I want to communicate my serious concern to the president of PMDC. A couple of months back, I had the opportunity to visit one of the medical college in China. Oh, well, in fact, I was invited by their students. There were 800 students. Out of those 800 students, about 650, they were from Pakistan.
Professor Zafar is the pulmonologist.
Zafar is Professor of Pulmonology, KEMCAANA. Well, during my interaction with the students and the faculty members, I was really shocked to learn that the faculty members there in that university, in one city of China, they were not properly qualified. Most of the teachers, they were from Nepal, Sri Lanka, India, and other countries. And they were not properly qualified. As far as the training program of the students, it was not properly structured. The students didn't have any access to the patients. They didn't have any theoretical,
So, excuse me, sir. Next, could you please focus on what we're talking about?
Well, I know that this is not a forum for this, but encouraged by the question raised by Dr. Ima.
If you have a question, specific question, sir. I think we'll move on now. We'll entertain one last question from Dr. Gondal. Dr. Gondal? This is the last question, please. We need to move on.
Thank you, sir. We are very happy. The proper brainstorming has been done. The most important factor in this paradigm shift is the awareness and motivationality and how we overcome the resistance of insecurity. Some of the salient points which we can implement here in King Edward Medical University, and when you come next time, you see this jail also.
Geology, Rajasthan, and a past counselor of CPSC. So, thank you very much for this question. The issue is that when we failed in implementation of home, at that time, I think the motivation for the faculty, the motivating force was not there. We had no Department of Medical Education, and the facilities were lacking. Even at that time, they had no photocopiers. So the facilities were not there, and the faculty got discouraged. Though at that time we had a pilot project, we published papers also on that. So I think the main thing is that you have to motivate, you have to provide facilities, you have to learn that how can you take people along with you. And that is the main thing, and if you learn that art, I think the people will move, but also the thing also has to have a truth and a substance in it. And with these, the faculty members, they are all willing to work. And this is what we have been able to achieve, but we are trying our best.
तो मेरा ख्याल में आपके साथ भी आप available and what limitations are. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Certainly I will not take much long. And I start with a very true incident which took place in 19th century in USA. The university caught fire and was burned to ashes. The governor of the province visited the site, saw the ashes, and then asked the head of the university, what do you need to restart functioning? He said, a blackboard and a box of chalks. And within 4 days, the university started its refunctioning. I think if that is the spirit, then curriculum, one mode of education, another mode of education, one mode of examination, another mode of examination, every issue can be overcome. And the only thing required is a will to do and time to do. When our colleagues rush for private hospitals at 1 p.m. and then they criticize, that is a bit unfortunate. Anyway, when I took over in May, and during the last 6 months, keeping that principle in mind, I asked myself what I can do for my students without spending a penny. And with that spirit, I started moving, and it is for the first time that the first year which has been admitted this year, we have on day one, on the day of introduction, we have provided them full 1 year's program, month by month. And that program is an integrated program. The subject of anatomy, physiology, biochemistry, as far as possible, in a form of coherent, in an integrated fashion, they will be taught. And they have been given dates that they will have their first test, say on 1st of February, 3rd February physiology, 5th February biochemistry, and then no test for the remaining 27 days at least, so as they have some free time, some time to think, some time to analyze, and one can proceed forward. Similarly, we, during this very period, have very successfully launched multiple choice questions in the question papers. That is again for the first time. We have launched problem-based questions for the annual examinations. We have involved short essays and long essays. So there is a change in the papers, again without spending a penny. Similarly, in the practicals, we have introduced OSCE, which is there, and we have introduced internal assessment marks so as to ensure their presence in the wards and in the classes. Then another very interesting phenomena is that when we attend the seminars from the academic people, they say that no lectures, practicals and practicals. On the other hand, when we attend meetings with the administrative people, the biggest blame given is we people do not conduct lectures and the students are left at their own mercy. That is very unfortunate, and when I took over, I do not claim of other classes, but for final year lectures, I carried out a silent analysis, and I may tell you that more than 97% of lecture classes were conducted, less than 3% were the classes where no teacher turned up. And in 90% of the classes, they were conducted by the concerned professors, and that is how we stand different from other medical colleges. I'm grateful to my teacher colleagues and for their hard work, because they didn't know that they are being analyzed who's conducting the classes. Then, in his presentation from Al-Shifa Medical College, Professor Saab said that Dean wrote to complete task by this time. I assure you that phenomena will never be adopted at KEMCAANA. We will proceed smoothly. The transition must be so polite, so comfortable that everyone, both the teachers as well as the students